I'm going to show you now how to use the Cepheus Wilderness Encounters application that I've written. Download it from drive-through. You'll get a zip file. Unzip that. Inside you'll find there's this file here, Cepheus Wilderness Encounters.html. This is just a web page as such, but it runs on your local computer. So you can either double click on it and that file will open in your browser, or you can do as I'm doing here and just drag it across and drop it into your browser, and it opens up and displays the application for you. Now, it is a web page, but it just runs on your hard disk. There's no connection to the internet. There's no requirement for that at all. So what this does is it produces a list of animal wilderness encounters for you for each of the various different terrain types that may appear on your planet. We've got a few parameters here, so you can set what the hydrographic setting of the planet is. That affects which types of terrain may or may not appear. Most terrain can appear on most planets, but not all of them will appear. The lower your hydrographics, the less chance you have of the more oceany or wet terrains appearing. There's no encounters on each of these tables as yet, but bear with me. I've added this in. This isn't part of the rules, but if you tick this box, it will generate an animal name for you, and you can have fun trying to pronounce that. That's not part of the Cepheus rules. That's just something that I've added on, hence the reason why there's a tick box. You can just make it up. So let's say we're going to have a planet called X. So I've just typed that name in there, and then we have this button here which generates the terrain. So I'll click that once. Let's expand this page out so it lays out a bit better. There we go. So here you can see for the clear terrain, you roll 2d6 and you get the details of the various animals that appear there. And here's that made up name at the end, which if I untick that and click it again, the name disappears. So it depends whether you want to play just pure canon or you want to make up the names as you go along. So what the system actually does is it goes through every terrain type that's allowable, and it makes a determination whether they're going to be there or not. And there's a random factor in this, as there is in each of the creatures that are generated here. This is all done with random numbers plus all the modifiers and rules that you will find in the Cepheus Engine game. All those have been applied in the background. As you can see, it's got all the different types, and you can see here I happen to get no oceans come up. No, there's no ocean terrain, but there is beach and shore. So we don't have many open oceans. Perhaps there's a lot of lakes surrounded by, small isthmus or whatever. So there you go. That's about it. The interesting thing is if you right click on your page and you go to print, when it comes up here, you can see that it's just black text on a white background, and there's your planet name at the top. And you don't get to see all the controls where, if I cancel this, you don't get to see all these controls here. They get removed from the print option. I'll show you something else as well with print. Let's come back here. You can see it's all bunched up, but if we change it from portrait to landscape, when it prints, you get a nice big table, and you get 2 terrain types per page when you do it that way. Also, when you're printing from the browser, you often get this title appear at the top, which is the like the headers that the browser puts in. On my machine here, and this is probably the same on yours as well, you can untick that and it regenerates the page and remove those headers. So if you want a nice printout, just remember to go and see if you can take those headers off on your system. There you go. That's it. And you can just keep going until you get a set of tables you like. And that's all there is to it. Thank you.